2025 is here, and for my first month, I made sure to continue playing some great games and revisit some old classics as well. And so, here is the games that I played in January. I began with Forgive Me Father 2, a Lovecraftian movement shooter with an interesting story and unique weapons. But I'm gonna be honest, the game is very flawed. The art style is fantastic to look at and the levels are fun, but when it comes to the enemies, there are some issues. It seems that most of the difficulty usually just comes from the amount of enemies they can throw at you, and although their designs are great, their attacks are not so interesting. Many seem to just have simple melee attacks, shotgun or machine gun range attacks, shoot explosives, and some others also have special abilities like being invincible at specific times and a bunch of others. But it just always seems that all of the different enemy types are always put in a combination that's not very easy or fun to fight. Looking back from when I'm writing this right now, I do agree I am hating a little bit, but there are some times during this game that are genuinely difficult. But anyways, like I said, the art style of this game is fantastic, with the PNG-like sprites of the enemies and your weapon model, and all the weapon variants are super fun and unique to use. Some are almost useless compared to others, but there's a great variation of all of them, and all in all, Forgive Me Father 2 is a great indie shooter. One game that I revisited for the first time since last year was Project Zomboid. This game is just a marvel that it actually exists. Do not let its art style fool you. This is the most realistic zombie survival game I have ever played. The fact that this game is so complex, yet is such a little learning curve, makes it super fun to just hop in and play, because you know you're going to have a good time. There is so much to do. Every item has a novel's worth of interactions with the world, and the only thing limiting your gameplay in this sandbox of an apocalypse is your knowledge on the game's mechanics. Although I haven't played this game since almost the beginning of 2024, I'm getting that itch again to spend hundreds of hours into this game, which is something that I can't say for a lot of games, but Project Zomboid ticks that box. Then, I hate to say it, but I have been enjoying Black Ops 6. And even after losing my mind grinding for the Zombies Camo Nebula, I honestly feel like going for Dark Matter as well. The maps still suck in multiplayer and the weapon selection still feels boring, but the maps they've released in both seasons so far have been good. And with the PPSH now in the game and a new crossbow attachment, the game is really fun. I still think they need to add more weapons. Come on, give us the ballistic knife and maybe even the Olympia and a Kar 98K style weapon, and that's all I'm asking for. I still haven't played the campaign, maybe soon, but the zombies content has actually been good. Fairly consistent patches and updates, and they've been spoiling us for maps. If we keep getting a new zombies map for each season, I'll be a happy camper. I just hope that they spent their spare time in their 4 years of development making Zombies Chronicles 2, please. But yeah, I'm both happy and mentally ill enough to say that this looks like a good year for Call of Duty, finally. Then, I decided to start replaying one of my favourites from last year, Metro Exodus. This game, out of all the games I've played, excluding maybe Red Dead Redemption 2, is one of the most immersive experiences ever. Everything you do in this game feels intentional. Whatever you decide to do feels like it might impact you in the future, and in this game, it will. You have to scavenge for items and ammo, you have to be stealthy and methodical when taking down enemies, and to get the good ending, you literally just need to be a good guy. The main reason I wanted to play this game, however, is because I upgraded to a 4070 Super a couple of months ago, and was looking forward to trying the game on the Enhanced Edition with the ray tracing and higher frames than my first playthrough, and this game is just gorgeous. There is not an area where this game looks bad. The reflections are pretty, sunrises are beautiful, and the shadows are chef's kisses. I still haven't completed the game yet in this playthrough, but I'm looking forward to the later parts of the game, especially once I make it to the forest area. And finally, a game I tried out later into the month was Hell Let Loose. This game is the most realistic representation of war that I've ever played. While running across an open field, you can lose your head from an enemy you never even saw. Your fellow comrades can be blown up by artillery shells right by your side, and an enemy tank could obliterate your entire battalion without even knowing it was there. It's a dirty, gritty, realistic warsome, which is why it is so fun. In my first game, I died at least 10 times within the first minute, but when I started to take it slower and build a bit of patience, I got my first kill, and then my next couple of kills. No hit markers, no XP, just a lifeless body falling to the ground. I don't want to say war is fun, but it kind of is in this game, especially when you have a respawn button. The push and pull of gaining territory in this game, especially when you have a strategic and nice commander on your team, is such an involving effort. Every enemy you kill or enemy outpost you take out feels like you're contributing towards a team victory. As an incredibly immersive and replayable milsim shooter, Hell Let Loose is now one of my favourite shooter games.